Well, alright, hello there everyone, I hope you can hear me, and welcome back to our new gaming session in our JNSQ career, where we hopefully fix the mess that we had created last time when we accepted a bunch of contracts that then um, we didn't manage to actually carry out due to a string of failures in our rockets and even some bugs that disrupted our our sending rocket contract, which should have been very basic, but turned out not to be that easy. So here we are at the KSC, and let's see what we have to do. Now we have the ongoing survey of the moon. Then we have to launch a satellite to do the same on Kerbin. We have to test the liquid fuel engine plug on the splashdown on Kerbin. We have the usual moon exploration contract for moon. We have to test the heat shield on Kerbin while flying, and this should be done on an orbital flight. And then Muna satellite contract. Now, I think these are just 6 contracts, so I wanted to get the part testing contract out of the way as soon as I can. Yes, I still have room for 1 contract. So let's see, part testing. Let's see. Moon orbit. Oh, the coupler was splashed down. That might do it. This is an engine, but it's too big. And this is painful because it's while flying and everything. So the coupler. Oh wait. This the coupler is. Which decoupler is it? It's the big one. Well, whatever. Let's try. So our Sawdust 8 just got destroyed last time. So we'll try to modify Sawdust 5, which I think I don't know if Sawdust 5 is actually usable for this task. If it's one of the liquid fuel rockets they usually use. Yes, it is more than up to the task. So let's swap the engine for our pug as the contract requires. No shroud here, also a compact version. Let's leave the parachute. This is a big fuel tank. Which we will fill back. Engine first and then the parachutes. And next we have to test the decoupler. This one, and it's well, it has some dimension. Well, I don't want to decouple everything. I want to decouple something small. Oh, you can put it radially. Where am I going to put it? Well, I'm going to stick it here. Then I'm going to offset it, and the offset purists can cry about it. And I'm going to put it around the pins, so it's going to look acceptable. Well, it doesn't even look that bad. I hope it doesn't generate too much drag. Now I'm going to create a new stage for the decoupler, and it's going to be the last one. and everything should be set. Now, is there an experiment here? Telemetry report and too hot thermometer isn't good because we want none. Save edits. We've already granted all the settings that it's available there, I think. Now it's going to take a while to change all of this because the modifications aren't that trivial. And right, roll out. Yeah, so there's a forbidden part, which I think is the parachute. Let's see, utility, yeah, we don't have that, so I'm going to remove it. When I save edit, it's going to take just 6 seconds. Makes sense since it's just removing the parachute. Small thing. I'm going to work anyways and roll out for real this time. Hello, funny Scottish man. Launch this thing. It seems like we are back to these grinded path testing contracts like we were in the hard times when we didn't really have the capability to go beyond, to even go into the orbit of Kerbal. Alright, so we have to land in the water. Yes. Pug engine. Now SAS and full throttle. Staging. Now I have learned that I don't want to pitch down too fast because otherwise I lose control of the rocket. But even then, pitching it down too much isn't that much of a tragedy, since as long as I have some altitude like I have here, I'm not going to fall too quickly and I'm going to travel horizontally as I want. This kind of engine mount with the decoupler looks kind of nice, I have to say. Throttling down. Alright, we should be able to decelerate. I'm going to open the parachute at kilometer. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that was close. That was so close. Right, now, let's see what the test procedures are. First, pug liquid engine. Activate path through staging commands. That's done. Next, the decoupler. Activate command through staging. And that's done as well. Perfect. The mission was a little bit tense. That descent with the parachute was, well, we could call it a suicide burn because it really had almost no margin at all. I really thought for a second that we would lose our mission, but yeah, here we are, and VAB recovery. That's one successful mission for this evening, which is much better than the last one. Now we can address the this cancel contract. Wait, didn't I have a contract to test wheel in orbit, or maybe it was not in orbit, it was just at high altitude? I remember bringing a over wheel on a spacecraft that I had last time. That's weird. Is this the spacecraft? No. Do I have to build it from scratch again? Well, I'm going to build it starting from here. In any case, since this is a good design. So, here we have a spacecraft with robust communication capabilities, redundancy, and power generation. We're going to remove the solar panels, that one solar panel, and replace it with a fluid symmetry here. I'm going to have a might experiment, which has not been done yet in orbit on Kerbal. I'm going to check the science report to see if light makes sense as well. Well, no, it doesn't. Might actually does, because, well, we have some might data due to what was collected last time. Well, I'm going to remove light. Alright, none. Who asked for the opinion of our CS build guide? So now we have two protoboline hex cores, batteries, redundant communication, and our protoboline and our KOS probe core. So we can meet the contract for the low resolution scan. Now we are going to perform the integration with the MASH-A rocket. I'm going to call it sapling A. Wait, didn't I save it as a sapling A? Oh yes, it was this one. Let's try to call it sapling A prime and save it and see what the differences were. Oh yeah. No, I'm going to go with this one. Because this has the magnetometer boom and improved solar panels. So, MASH-A rocket. Let's save it. MASH-A rocket. Integrate. Now I'm going to add a heat shield as required by the testing contract, and it's a heat shield 1.25 meters. This one. And finally, I'm going to have the fairing, because of course I'm going to have fairing. Build fairing. Here. See, a bit more tight. Nice. Let's have it black and white, then clamshell deploy, increase expulsion force. Part count is spot on. So is the staging. Well, at least now it is. And we can launch it. Now, last time we had lost this kind of mission to a failure of the PUG engine, but hopefully not this time. So first we're going to recover the Sawdust 5 rocket, and then we are going to recondition the launch pad. And only now can we walk to the final to the end of the construction of what really matters, sapling A. Off to the pad, SLS moment, certified SLS moment. Let's go. Now it's time to do our usual thing of manually loading the program into the KOS core. There, open terminal. So now set view and reset view. Now copy path, zero, PE detect, close bracket, full stop, PE run, PE detect, no errors, close terminal. So now SAS, precision control. I'm not going to put it at full throttle. Now, and lastly, I want to check how I must complete my heat shield contract. So I should use a button on the heat shield, but that means I have to click on the heat shield. Yeah. Perform test there. And I must be at altitude and whatever. So, launch. Once again, I'm trying to go into polar orbit, or the apoapsis indicator. Going to go straight up for a bit, at least until 8 kilometers. Since this thing accelerates fast. Alright, we can start our gravity turn, which also has to counter some of the rotation from curbing. Staging. No, I'm going to fail the contract because I'm being too slow to, and I'm too low. Might require a dedicated suborbital flight. Right, we have fully countered Kerbin's rotation, well, almost. Now we are in space, so first we're going to detach the first stage. Next, bearing. And soon we'll fire our engine. Alright, now seems like a good time. So, ignition. The attitude is also good. And I'm also going to extend the antennas. Because, yes. Now we're flying painfully away from the horizontal. So now let's correct it. And time warp. Sibling A. We can adjust our attitude once more. Since now we are having some centrifugal force which is taking care of some of the gravity. I tend to forget how slow are orbital insertion on this rocket. But I mean, that's kind of realistic, I guess. Well, I'm not guessing, I know this for a fact. Oh, there we go. And we're in orbit. And 1 second later, we lose signal. Now let's wait for reacquisition. And we can go to automation, start might, or we still had sight. We can start our magnetometer. And we can start our scanning function. I'm going to leave the stage attached because, yes, because it's going to give us some control. And now let's set some automation, like at power low, you disable scan set. At power high, you restart it. and I think the might is running. Yes, it is. Might works on, like, yeah, it's biome specific, so it's basically a gold mine for science data. Also, the satellite is in a polar orbit. Now let's see. Oh yeah, we should properly expose our solar panels. They are in a decent spot already. There's always room for improvement. If only I knew how the hell. Let's log staging. If only I knew how to control my attitude. Yeah, right. Our power balance is negative. Let's try to switch to lock the camera to do it better. Alright, now that's better. Let's go back to orbital camera. Yeah. Well, I guess we can leave this one in orbit, and the automatic programming should take care of it automatically, I think. I guess so. So it's time to go to the space center. This one is gonna take a while to complete, of course. And the Muna one is still running in the background. Want to see how far it got? 34%. That's not bad. Almost halfway through. Now it's clear that we need a dedicated suborbital flight for the heat shield. Now what I want to see is if there's any spacecraft or any other contract that I can group with this one, because I don't want to spend a sample slot solely for this one, even though it would be repaid. Escape trajectory from moon, no thank you. Flying on Kerbal, between 30 and 38 kilometers. So that's basically in the range of this one. No, these are completely incompatible because this is much slower than the other. Now, transport this decoupler at high altitude, but I'm worried about the aerodynamic profile of my rocket. Now, transport parachute. This sounds much better. I'm going to do that. Transport another parachute. Let me think. No, well, oh yes. No, I'm not going to do the parachute one. new Protobodyne Octo because I want to go cheap. Parachute. As usual. Heat shield. Where is it? Here. Our usual heat shield. Next I'm going to have a fairing. I'm going to put the fairing outside. It's only for basically probe protection. Because otherwise it would explode and I don't want that. And then rocket. Tamper booster. Not anymore, I guess. Oh, please don't crash. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. Yeah, KSP crashed, but I think we can reopen it fairly quickly. Couldn't handle the drip of cheap, solid propulsion, offering incredible amounts of thrust for only 850 pounds, I guess. We are going to wait. Hopefully this will take less than 5 minutes. Can you see? Yes, I think you are seeing. Now preparing snacks. Fun images of things I will hopefully accomplish at some point. Yes, this is painful. We're almost there. Hold on. No, not yet. False alarm. All right, here we are. All right, we are back on track. Well, not really, but we can at least try. So now let's go back to our big sounding rocket. And let's see if the drip of thrust can be handled by the game. Now, maybe. Now that I think of that, it might actually be intelligent to slightly change the design of the rocket so that I can at least try to use the parachute to recolor it. So now let's take the fairing. And where is the fairing? That's not here, it's here. Now we can have now I need to remember how these things work. Now for sure I want to start actually with the heat shield, the root part. Now let's go to heat shield, put it upside down. Also I want to disable the fairing since we already have one. Then delete fairing. Now under here I'm going to place my probe core. And my parachute here. Next I'm going to build the fairing. That way. So now this way I'll have the front-facing parachute, which will actually shield the probe, and the front-facing shield, which will actually shield the key components of the rocket from the re-entry heat. Now for fins. There we go. This staging should be good. Now we will have to now we want to go fast. All right. So I'm going to get so now let's see how I should alter my grain geometry. Let's see. This one. Now I want to simulate the mission on the pad because I want to see if I'll actually be able to succeed in my goals, in my testing goals. I say yes, go. We are going too fast for the parachute testing. Now let's see if the heat shield works. No, not again. I'm getting another crash. Oh god, it crashed again. Well, no, I can't keep on going like that. So I'm afraid I'm going to terminate the stream here because well, at least we did that one sounding rocket, and oh well, of course we launched the Saflink A into polar orbit. Well, I guess I'll be seeing you another time, and let's just until then, let's just enjoy the pics of SLS on the launch pad. Until then, goodbye.